All right, Daryl, we're now going to take a little, explain to the people about your rehabilitation program. So you were injured and then you were on WCB for 6 months. During the 6 months period, just talk briefly about the rehabilitation program that they had you involved in.
They had me go to the Canadian Pain Institute, I believe it was, on Tower Road in Halifax. You went in and they gave you, it looked like a big weight room. And they gave you a set of exercises, and that was your routine for the day.
Okay, so how long were you in that program with them, with that company?
I think it might have been a month, maybe.
Okay, so during that whole month, you did everything that they was required to do.
Oh yeah, right down to we go outside and go for a walk around the block and come back.
So you're still on WCB.
Yeah, I'm back on WCB.
You're back
yes.
on. So now you're now after that, you went to another clinic, I believe, after them. Rehabilitation program. Was there another rehabilitation?
I went and then they tried me. Actually, it was in the infirmary hospital.
Okay.
And it was, I went in and they tried to do the ultrasounds on my back and the heat therapy, and that didn't seem to work.
Okay. So how long did that process take?
Oh,
were you involved in that?
That was
week, 2 weeks, month?
Yeah, maybe somewhere around there.
Okay, so we'll say a month you were involved in a month at another part. Then after that, did you go anyplace else where you were involved in another?
I was in a place, I think it was down at the Arndale Rotary.
Okay.
And this woman, she gave me the acupuncture and the Benzoin.
Okay.
Which, I mean, worked really, really good.
Okay, so.
Really good.
Yeah.
And then they told me that I was cut off, but they weren't going to pay for any more sessions.
Okay, so basically you, during your recovery, you're supposed
and the only reason that I got these sessions because I went through on my ex-wife's medical plan.
Okay.
Because I was still entitled to it.
Okay.
That was the only reason that I got to do this.
Okay.
It wasn't paid for by workman's
So
compensation.
you're telling me that this acupuncture was not paid for by the WCB?
No.
But the other two basically were covered under the WCB?
The two shorter.
Okay.
While I was on the 6-month period with workman's
so
comp.
now you're cut off and you're, like we said earlier, you're on welfare for 14 or 15 years.
Yeah.
And you received a phone call, from my understanding, communications in 2006 that they were going to look at your claim again.
Yeah, because I applied for the chronic pain.
Okay, yeah.
That's what it was.
Okay.
They made a news bulletin on the news.
That's right.
That,
But they didn't, but I guess where I'm going with this, they contacted you by way of the media to alert you to the fact that chronic pain were going to be paid out. So you contacted them, and then come to find out that they didn't pay you for your chronic pain. They paid you your wage loss, and you've received nothing for chronic pain.
Nothing.
Yeah. Now, that would have been back in 2006.
yes.
So 2006 is my understanding they sent you to Columbia Health, was it?
Columbia Health, yes.
Okay. So how long did you go to Columbia Health?
I was there for a 2-day session.
2-day session.
And then they wanted me to go and do a 6-week program.
Okay.
To which it was a program I'd already done through the Chronic Pain Institute at the hospital.
Yeah, now you must remember, people have to understand that we're not talking about a week gap here. We're talking about 15 years gap between the rehabilitation program.
Exactly.
Okay. So you're now at Columbia, or Lifemark, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And you're being attended to for 2 days. They're putting you through your sessions.
I had to see, I think it was 6 different people over there.
So you saw 6 different people. The outcome of that was basically a report that they filed that really didn't go anywhere, did it?
Didn't go anywhere, told a bunch of lies,
Yeah.
and actually they even wrote in there's a box in there about my appearance.
Yes. I do remember that. They made remarks about your hair lip, and they said basically your disfigurement would disqualify you.
Exactly. And these people checked the box off, and this is supposed to be a medical facility. I think not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of embarrassing for them.
That's right. So, all right. So we got them out of the way now, and now I understand that you were sent to Moncton?
Yeah, because I refused to go back to so-called Lifemark or Columbia Health, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Actually, on that Lifemark and Columbia Health,
yeah.
they weren't even man enough to sign their name on the back of the paperwork.
Now, okay, we got the paper, we got all the documentation to back this up, so you're sent to Moncton, New Brunswick for what? Just
For the same thing as Lifemark was offering me.
Same thing,
But
so.
the thing with Moncton is I was told if I didn't go to Moncton, I would have my case put back on the shelf for 15 more years, and Jennifer Clark said that to me.
Yeah.
And she was my caseworker.
Yeah. It's amazing how they help people. It's a little bit intimidating more than help, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's not a little bit, it's a whole lot of intimidating. I
But-
mean, I was told if I didn't jump through their hoops,
Yeah.
then, I mean, I could be satisfied with my case on the shelf for 15
Now,
years.
I think what we want to talk about is, now that you're in Moncton, I'm going to ask you a question. Who paid for your way to Moncton?
Workman's Comp paid for my train tickets.
Oh, they bought you train tickets.
Well, I received train tickets in the mail. Now, I don't know who bought them,
Yeah,
but I did receive them in the mail from Workman's Comp.
yes.
Now, I had a letter before I went to Moncton that stated that they gave me $32 a day for my meals.
Yes.
I said, okay, fine. Now, I'm in Moncton, not 2 weeks, and I get a phone call from Jennifer Clark stating that now that they're gonna start paying me on a bi-weekly basis, that I could pay for my own meals and then they would reimburse me.
Now, I just want to stop for a minute there, because so basically what had happened is WCB contacted you and said, you're going to Moncton to see a doctor. What was the doctor's name?
Thomas Evans.
You're going to see Dr. Thomas Evans, and he's going to do an assessment. How long was he going to send you there?
It's a 17-week program.
You went to Moncton for 17 weeks.
Yep.
Now, did you communicate back and forth? Or were you there steadily for 17 weeks?
No, I go up on Sunday morning and I would come home on Friday afternoon.
And they were paying for your travel?
Yep.
Now, my next part of the question would be, did they put you up in accommodations?
Yeah, they put me up at the Red Host Inn.
At the Rogers Inn?
Yeah, when I arrive on Sunday night,
Yeah.
the kitchen's not even open for meals, but yet I wasn't allowed to take a cab and go somewhere and eat and come on and
Yeah.
come back.
But okay, so my point is that the WCB sends you to Moncton for 17 weeks. They pay for your transportation back and forth. You're
Yeah.
staying in the Rod Hotel. Were you doing therapy? I mean, actual physical therapy?
Yeah, I was there. They gave me my book of my stretches to do.
Yeah.
I had to go in every morning and do my stretches.
Yeah.
I get on the treadmill,
Yeah.
and they wanted me to walk 10 minutes on the treadmill so I could get up to 1.7 and walk.
So they had you involved in an entire rehabilitation program.
Yep, plus
Well,
a
here's-
psychological program too.
The psychological
Yeah,
assessment.
there was
This is
8 or 9 of us in
amazing.
a room
Yeah.
that we had to go sit in there. There was always 2 students and a so-called doctor
Yeah.
that would sit there and tell us what our problem was and here's how to fix it.
Now, this is totally amazing to me because we're talking about a 17-year leg in your, or 15-year leg in your life, a void, a gap
Yep.
between termination
And
and
reinstate.
reinstatement.
Yep.
And now they've got you involved in a program. What was the outcome of that program? Was it a negative or a benefit to you? You think?
It was a negative for me.
Yes.
It was a benefit for them.
Okay.
Now, I mean, I think I was the only one in Moncton. There might have been another guy that had to go do 4 urine tests, a couple blood tests, because the hospital supposedly couldn't get this stuff right.
Okay. Now, I'm just going to cut this off here so we can go back, and I'll be back in a minute. We're going to roll again on this
Yep.
because this is done in
10-minute loop.
10-minute segments. It's a loop.
Yep.
So we'll just stop this right here.